Alright. This right here, I'm about to tell you guys about the Donkey Kongspiracy. Are you ready?
Yes.
Alright, Donkey Kongspiracy. Alright. So, this is Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong, right? Donkey Kong, as we know, is a guy. He's a guy in that one game where we beat him up. We jump over barrels, get the lady, and hit him with the hammer and stuff. Donkey Kong. And there's also the monkey, which is actually not true. He's actually an ape. He's not a monkey. He's an ape. That you play as in Mario Kart. So we all know who Donkey Kong is. And he looks like this now. Everyone's like, oh my god, Donkey Kong looks different. Oh my god, Donkey Kong looks different.
That was me. That was me.
Yeah, it was Haley. Well, go back. So Donkey Kong has always actually looked like that. If you look at this old artwork of him from the 90s, I don't really care. They kind of just melded the two together. I think that's cool. I don't mind it. But the thing about Donkey Kong is actually Donkey Kong from the arcade, the first one is actually Cranky Kong, who is this guy right here. So this guy from the first Donkey Kong is actually Cranky Kong, which is established in 1994's Donkey Kong Country. So this Donkey Kong is not the same as this Donkey Kong. So play. And then full screen.
This is one of my favorite openings to any game of all time.
Yes, so Haley knows about this, right? So yeah, Cranky Kong, this is kind of like a reference to like, oh shit, you know, he's doing like the old Donkey Kong. He's like, it's the girders from Donkey Kong 1981, oh my god. It's like, wow, he's like the original Donkey Kong, isn't that crazy? And then, boom, this new monkey shows up, and he's like, nah, this is my Donkey Kong Country. And he does his little dance, and he's like, nah, this is the new generation of Donkey Kong right there. You can skip the video, you're good, we got what you needed out of it. So, and he gets blown up. Yeah, Donkey Kong Country, great game, by the way. So yeah, it's established, like, pretty clearly, that's the original Donkey Kong, this is the new Donkey Kong. So, it would be probably in everyone's mind that this Donkey Kong is Donkey Kong Jr., who is from the sequel to Donkey Kong, from like 1982 or something. Makes sense. Okay, so this is the original Donkey Kong. Obviously, this guy, the little baby Donkey Kong, is the new Donkey Kong. Makes sense, because like it's a new game. But actually, no. Our Donkey Kong is Donkey Kong the Third, maybe? Because, and then hold right there. Because in the manual for the Donkey Kong Country, Donkey Kong refers to Cranky Kong as his grandpa. So it's like, okay, so this is the original Donkey Kong, and then he has his baby, Donkey Kong Jr., and then there's Donkey Kong the Third, assumedly, right? Alright? But then in Donkey Kong 64, Cranky Kong is like, actually, this is my son, my fucking idiot son, Donkey Kong. And it's just like, are you his grandpa or his dad? I don't fucking know. And then we have baby Donkey Kong, who makes no sense in the canon. Space, please. One space. One space, please. Makes no fucking sense in the canon, because here's baby Donkey Kong right next to baby Mario. But if we have baby Donkey Kong, or if we have Donkey Kong Jr., who's a baby when Mario's an adult, how the fuck does baby Donkey Kong make any sense? Who the fuck is this guy?
Who is this guy?
Who is this guy? Look. So, like, that makes no sense. It makes no sense. So, like, but also, like, through the years, like, obviously you can see, like, Donkey Kong and Mario, obviously they've got beef against each other, you know, like, there's the original Donkey Kong, and then there's Donkey Kong 94, and then there's the Mario vs. Donkey Kong series, and then, like, you know, Mario Baseball, like, Mario, like, stomps on him, like, he's a dick. So, like, what's the deal? So, like, does Mario just, like, hate Kongs? Does Mario hate, like, this entire, like, family, like, lineage of Kongs? Like, what the hell? So, there's also confusion, too, because, like, in Smash Bros, when they're referring to, like, characters by, like, their date of appearance for like All-Star mode, they have Donkey Kong, who is clearly the 94 iteration, as appeared in 81. But if he's the 94 iteration, he is clearly a different character who appeared in 1994 and not 1981. And also, in the Mario movie, they have Mario and Donkey Kong meet for the first time, and it's pretty clearly, like, a reference to their original, like, showdown. But it's Donkey Kong who is Cranky Kong's son. I am confused. So my solution is Donkey Kong is Donkey Kong is Donkey Kong Jr. is baby Donkey Kong. So they're the same character. These guys are all the same dude. Same dude, same dude, same dude, same dude. How does this make sense? Well, let me explain. Donkey Kong Jr., he is a baby. Not Donkey Kong. Alright, actually, yes, Donkey Kong Jr. He is a baby. Same time as baby Mario. They grow up, they fight. It's their first iteration. They kick each other's ass. And it makes sense, too, because in Mario Kart World, which just came out, Donkey Kong Jr. is in the original Super Mario Kart, but they have Donkey Kong representing Donkey Kong Jr. Nintendo's saying to us, these guys are like the same character. So it makes sense. But wait a minute. Cranky Kong has made reference to the past escapades against Mario. He references in the newest Donkey Kong game, which isn't even out yet, rivals in overalls. Well, shit, that just blows my theory out of the water, because, like, you know, he's clearly talking about his rival with overalls. But. However, in Golf for the NES, originally, this guy right here was Mario. That's Mario right there, right? But then they're like, actually, no, that's not Mario. It's actually this guy named Osan, which is from Captain Rainbow, an obscure Japanese game for the Wii. They're like, no, this guy isn't Mario, he's Osan. So Nintendo is clearly comfortable with changing characters that they originally said was Mario to not be Mario. Okay? Okay? Donkey Kong 3 introduces Stanley, the Bugman, who has overalls on. Interesting. Stanley the Bugman fights this Donkey Kong who has nothing to do with anything else. He just fights a Donkey Kong, right? Rival in overalls. So let me explain the timeline to make this make sense, okay? So Donkey Kong and Mario are born the same time. Cranky Kong fights against man. So whoever, the guys in Donkey Kong Jr. who we think are Mario are just some random guys who were originally Mario, but we could usually just change them into not being Mario, like we did with Golf. And then also Donkey Kong 3 happens, where Donkey Kong originally and Cranky Kong fights against Stanley the Bugman. And then we have the original Donkey Kong, where Mario meets Donkey Kong. Again, these two characters we've known forever, meeting each other. And then we have Mario and Donkey Kong's rivalry, we have Donkey Kong 94, and we have Mario vs. Donkey Kong, and everything else in between. And then eventually Mario and Donkey Kong are friends, and they're kart racing and stuff together. And sometimes Donkey Kong wears his junior shirt, because, that's a shirt that he wore as a kid. So he grows up, he wears the junior shirt for Super Mario Kart, but he's like, I don't really need this anymore. So then he tosses it. He doesn't need it anymore. And he's like, I don't really need to be called Donkey Kong Jr., because Cranky Kong is now Cranky Kong, so I'm going to be Donkey Kong Jr. I'm going to be Donkey Kong. So, but then, you might ask, okay, Brennan, sure, that makes sense in a lot of cases, but explain Donkey Kong 94, where Donkey Kong Jr. is clearly next to Donkey Kong in Donkey Kong 94, and Mario's right there. That's clearly Mario. That's not some other random guy. That's clearly Mario. And also, Mario Tennis for the N64. That's Donkey Kong, and that's Donkey Kong Jr. Why are they right next to each other? Well, let me explain. Wait a minute. Let me explain. Look at that. Mario Kart. Mario. Baby Mario. Sometimes, Mario characters hang out with themselves as a kid. Mario Tennis for the N64. Mario Donkey Kong 94. And also, this has been a precedent even recently with Yoshi's New Island. With Mr. Pipe, who is this character who helps out Baby Mario, who is being, is the main character in the game. This character, Mr. Pipe, helps out Baby Mario. But at the end of the game, it's revealed that Mr. Pipe is actually Mario. Modern Mario. Adult Mario. Is it that absurd that sometimes Donkey Kong's baby self comes out and hangs out with him as an adult self? I think that makes sense. Sometimes it happens. Clearly this is a thing that happens in the Mario universe. It happens sometimes. In conclusion, I'm right. And there's no time that they talk about Cranky Kong being Donkey Kong. I'm just gonna ignore it. That's just not my canon. Donkey Kong has always been Donkey Kong. It's the same character. You might be like, okay, well, who's Fedora Kong? I don't give a shit. I'm not talking about Fedora Kong. I don't give a shit about Fedora Kong. I don't give a shit about Pinky Kong. Not talking about them. Donkey Kong is Donkey Kong, and that is my conclusion to my presentation. Thank you.
Yay!